What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of KFL Tonight. Even though it ain't nighttime yet, it's still KFL Tonight. How's everybody doing in the comments? Let me know. Check in where you at. Tell me where you at. Who I got on right now. It is, what is today? Today's Tuesday. A beautiful Tuesday here in Norfolk, Virginia. It was a little warm today. I think it got up to like 80, 82 degrees. A little bit overcast. I went fishing, caught a few fish. Actually, I caught quite a few fish. Just nothing big. Out there doing a little fun fishing. Sometimes you got to get out there and do some fun fishing and relax. And I have to have the hustle and bustle of tournament fishing and all the stressors of trying to catch your best five and this, that, and the third. But tonight we're going to be doing an introduction for the Norfolk Privateers. That's the KFL team out there in Norfolk, Virginia. I am a member of them, and I'll be bringing on the whole squad. You guys get to meet the hammers that are on the Privateers, and we're going to talk some fishing. We're going to talk the beginning of the season. We'll just, do what we've been doing, have a little fun with it, find out what drives these guys, what pushes them to, come out there and try to take everybody's head off. The season is quickly approaching. I think we got one more week. You got this week, and then the season begins next weekend. And I am so looking forward to it. I got the schedule up down there, going across the bottom for all your first week one matchups. We will be doing a reveal show. I say reveal show, but pretty much a pick'em show where we're the broadcasters and everybody's going to pick who they think is going to win the first matchups, what they think the score is going to be, and have a little fun with it. We'll probably bring some people on in it, and some special guests, and have them give us their picks, and put out the the normal captain's meet and stuff that every trail does. Put out the rules and off limits or whatever the case may be, and then we'll get to it. So I'm gonna go look at a few comments we got here. We got River Life Outdoors. Who's checking this? Larry from Southwest Missouri. What's up, Larry? How you doing, man? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. So without further ado, I'm gonna stop running my mouth, man, and I'm gonna bring the squad on and let those guys run their mouths. If you haven't already done it, you need to go get yourself a tasty beverage and some popcorn. Put us on the big screen, you know what I'm saying, so you can see everything, see all the guys. Check out the jersey, which I think is the best looking jersey in the league, but I might be a little bit biased. Oh yeah, Mr. Nosar comments. Let me show that comment. Hashtag Warhawks. Hey, how'd the Warhawks work out for you in that call out weekend, Mr. Nosar? Anyway, let me bring these guys on. Get them on here. So, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm welcome to the show. Welcome to KFL Tonight. Look at that guy down there in the bottom right, Mr. Nathan Green. Hair's looking all star-studded. Look at it. Oh yeah. Go ahead and model it for us. Okay, got it slicked back a little bit. Y'all enjoying the weather, man?
Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nate went out for us in that call-out weekend, man, and put up 3 tanks. He pretty much closed the door on the Warhawks.
2.
I thought you caught 3 20 inches. Was it just 2?
Nope.
You lost the third one. We'll just leave it at that. Jumped off because that boat was casting over your line. But yeah. So these are the guys. You got Charles Cruz right there, hammer from here in Norfolk now, but you might know him from fishing CKA down in North Carolina. This guy was the first person to win Rookie of the Year and Angler of the Year in the same year. And then we got Travis Belcher, the wild card. You see it right there. we're gonna talk about why he's the wild card. Y'all gonna figure it out. You got Nate Green, and then you got the whisperer, Mr. James Quinn.
What's happening?
James don't do much talking, but we're gonna get him talking tonight, guys. All right. So I want everybody who's watching to post up a question for James so that I can ask him and we can have him talking tonight. But without further ado, man, we're gonna get into this meet the crew. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start off with Charles, man. Well, Charles, you know what to do, man. Mike's yours.
Well, what do you want to know?
Oh, this guy. What do you want to know? Hey, man, tell everybody about Charles Cruz. I don't think you have fished any of the KBBT brackets yet, right?
I sure haven't. I'm gonna plan to get on some.
So a lot of the fans, a lot of people don't know who you are. So where you from, what your style of fishing is. What do you fish out of, or what did you fish out of? Last season. That type of stuff. What's your PB?
I'm originally from
Your audio's cutting in and out. Can you bring it a little closer?
Okay, gotcha. All right, how about that?
I can hear you now.
Breaker 19. All righty. So, I grew up in southern Oklahoma. I grew up fishing a lot of farm ponds and golf course ponds and whatever when I was young. And I got into a little bit of boat fishing and, fished all them Oklahoma lakes that are really good. Man, my biggest way of fishing, I like to run and gun. I like to move on water and cast a lot.
Yep. Yeah, that you do.
I try to present my bait to as many of them as I can and hope 5 good ones bite. And here lately, I'm back on the water after about a 6-month lull of not fishing, and I learned that you can get rusty. You can forget how to land a fish and fight a fish and all that. Just fishing that day with the call out weekend, I lost some big fish and missed some big fish, but it was all for fun and practice, and I feel like I'm gonna get on the water as much as I can before we fire up the season, and I'll be ready for them.
You gonna be ready for them, bro?
Oh yeah.
You got something special rigged up for everybody?
Lures.
Yeah, lures. What's your favorite lure to throw?
My favorite lure?
Yeah.
Man, I like Texas rig. I like a Texas rig, and I like to run a jackhammer now. I didn't really get into that until last year, and it won me a lot of money last year.
Yeah, them boys down in Carolina know about it. Oh, and I think our opening game is against the Carolina Casters, and I think you whooped up on all them guys last year, right?
Are we coming to get them?
Oh, we coming to get them, and that first matchup is June 19th on Falls Lake, is it?
Yeah, Falls Lake.
Falls Lake. Hey, that's the secret weapon for when we face you guys right there. You see them. You saw them all last year. You're gonna see some more of them this year.
A feller down there on the bottom right, he whooped me up. He whooped up on me a couple times last year.
The bottom right, would that be James or would that be Nate?
Oh, that's Nate. He got me in the old North Carolina, Virginia bash.
Oh, battle of the border.
Yeah, you whooped my butt, dude.
Okay. What's up, Mr. John Fox? Steve O'Brien, man. Welcome to the show. Thanks for watching, man. Hey, everybody who's watching, do me a favor. Hit that share button, share this feed, man. Let's get KFL out to everybody, man. Let's get people who don't know what KFL is and get them on. All right, so Charles, man, how did you hear about KFL, man, and what really excites you about KFL and the whole format?
Well, I'm gonna skip to what got me into kayak fishing, man. It's pretty unreal. But my ex-wife, she got a job working for a lady making stickers, and that lady was actually right here out of Smithfield, Virginia, and she made all the KBF and Yak Attack stickers and all that. And I saw them, and I was like, "What the hell's this?" And next thing you know, I'm looking up kayak fishing on YouTube. And I was like, "Man, that looks like fun," and I jumped in on it and I found out through the KFL and KBBT, just following you guys, and and I was going to take this year off and try to get on a team next year. And you hit me up and said, "Hey, man, we need you. Come on." So,
yeah, man, he was that free agent signing. He was the last person we brought onto the team, and you know what I'm saying. All the other teams missed out on him, man. You should have hit that free agent waiver wire and looked him up and signed him, but we got him. So don't be trying to pitch him and pull him away from us. All right. So when you got into kayak fishing, man, what was the first kayak you got into?
I bought a Yakult, what's it called? A dang Attack 140.
Okay, that's not a bad kayak. That's a good kayak to start out with, man.
Yeah,
Did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, I liked it, and then the Bonafide come out, and I said, "Wow, it's set up quite a bit alike, and had a higher seat." And I said, "I'm gonna get that one." I loved that kayak. I'd like to have 3 of them, but
yeah. Then
once I was able to get into a pedal drive and realize that, wow, that's a game changer. I'm real picky on how my boat's facing and pointing, and I missed a lot of fish in a paddle kayak trying to adjust. So,
being in before I got my motor, my first motor or whatnot, my SS127. I tell you what, you've seen a couple of my videos, man, of fish I lost because I'm trying to back paddle and fight the fish with one hand at the same time, man. It's tough. It literally takes some skill to do it. I mean, it's fun. It adds another level of complexity to it, but when you get into that pedal kayak world, especially before Hobie came out with their 180 drive and the new 360 drive, being able to have that reverse with the prop style pedal drives was a big thing. What's up, Lee Hypes? Welcome to the show, man. Hey, hit that share button for me, Lee.
I mean, I'm feeling that instant reverse now. I'm missing it. I'm borrowing a Hobie Outback with go forward pedals only, and it'll mess with you not being able to back up.
Yeah, you know me, man. I just hit that with my XI3. I just turn it around and hit that button, and it backs me up pretty good.
Yeah, that's old fancy pants right there.
Old fancy pants. That's me. Well, we got another fancy pants on the team too. When we get to them, y'all gonna hear about it. So, Charles, you got any sponsors, man?
Man, I ain't got no sponsors. I'm pro staff for a few people, and I really believe in what they got. I like the Woo Tungsten stuff. I've always used them, and I use 6-gill equipment, and I'll tell you, the rods are really great, and I ain't had a problem out of any of the reels. So I think for the price and what you're getting and the warranty they give you, it's a good thing to have.
I've never used any of the 6-gill equipment, man, but I've heard good things about it.
Their top end stuff's top end as you can get, and their mid level stuff's really good to get into as well. So,
got you. So, what will you be pedaling, or what will you be fishing out of? For the KFL season.
Well, until I get it, I'm gonna be fishing out of that Hobie Outback, but I just put a Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL on layaway. So.
Okay, the Old Town Sportsman, man. You thinking about upgrading eventually once you get that to the what is it, the one with the trolling motor in it?
I'm gonna keep it with a pedal drive, and I plan on putting one of them XI3s on it.
Oh yeah,
for the spot lock purposes mainly.
Okay, if anybody from Motor Guys watching, listen. Hey, there's already 2 with the XI3 on this team. We might have 3. So you need to come on and sponsor the Norfolk Privateers, and we can get the whole team with some XI3s.
There you go.
There you go. Imagine Nate Green with an XI3, man. Whew.
Oh, dangerous.
Dangerous, man. When he upgraded to his Outback, it put him on a whole nother level of danger. That dude right there is a super stick. But Charles, man, anything else you want to say, or let everybody know about you, or whatnot, before we move on?
No, man. I just I hope that people can look at what's going to happen. They're gonna, a lot of them's gonna leave with their tail tucked between their legs. I hope. If I got anything to say about it.
You heard it. A lot of teams gonna leave sad.
I'm gonna put the time on the water, and I'm gonna practice just like I did any other tournament last year. And it means a lot more to me now because I got 4 or 5 other guys depending on me to do what I'm supposed to do on the water. So
absolutely, man. I'm gonna need all y'all to carry me, man. I'm gonna need everybody's help to pull me along. Me and all 270 pounds of myself.
Oh yeah, I mean, heck, it was just a practice weekend this weekend. I'd put it. Yeah, we got called out, but once I was able to get on the water, I just couldn't get off. I think I put on the water at about 8:20 p.m. and fished all night and about 3/4 of the day until I got mad. I lost a rod and a few good fish, and I was like, "Screw it, I'm tired. I'm going home."
I don't know if you guys actually heard what he just said, but literally he put on the water at like 8:20 at night, right? I fished with him. I left, right? I'm old, man. I had to go home and take me a nap. I left and went home about 3 a.m. He stayed and fished, took out, went to another lake, started fishing there. And what time did you get off the water?
About 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, so from 8:20 the night before to 2:30, 3 o'clock the next day. Dude put in time. Greg Nosar said, well, let me show y'all guys this comment from him. He goes, it was intense, man. He loved the matchup. Hey, man, it was a whole lot of fun. You might not love it come, actual season time when same outcome happens, but you may love it, you may not love it. I don't know. We'll see. I think all of the Washington Warhawks should follow line with Bobby Big Gun Moore and get Shade KFL in the back of their heads. What do y'all think? That should happen? Hell yeah, man. Let's make it happen, Greg. Make that a team decree. All right, man. Appreciate it, bro. We're gonna get Travis on, aka the wild card. Y'all see him right there. And if you're looking, that's those fresh jerseys I was telling you guys about, man. Them Norfolk Privateer jerseys, the best jersey in the league. Look at it. The red, white, and blue, plus some black in there. You know what I'm saying? America. What's up, wild card, man? Tell the world about the wild card if they don't know who you are.
Oh, where do I start? So I'm a transplant from Ohio. I came down here to Virginia 3 years ago now, going on 4, something like that. I used to run a trail up in there in Ohio called Buckeye Kayak Fishing Trail. I've been fishing as long as I could hold a rod. I kind of grew up as like a river rat, just fishing all the local streams, rivers, smallmouth. And then when I got old enough, I started fishing tournaments with my dad out of the bass boat, and went off to college, and those college bills started hitting you, so you couldn't afford a bass boat, so got me into kayak fishing, and just took off from there. I don't think I'll ever go back.
Yeah, man. I did the bass boat world too, man. I had a glitter boat prior, and I used to fish the Angler's Choice Trail. About what year is this? 21, about 7-8 years ago, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I can't nothing against it. I plan on when I retire, I'll probably buy me another glitter boat, but it'll be for leisure or whatnot. I'll still be fishing out of my yak, but man, once I started fishing out of the kayak, it was completely different, man. It was like so much. Like for me, it was so much more fun. It was so much more intense.
Oh yeah, it's like hand-to-hand combat with the fish. You're like right there on their level. It's awesome.
And dude, it's really completely different. Like the angle that you have to, how you set the hook, how you're actually approaching the process of catching the fish. In your glitter boat or in your boat, you can get up and move if they're not biting that area. We're not gonna be moving 20 miles, easily.
Yeah, the amount of study we put in before an event is, I think, more than a boat angler, just because we don't have the option to just run and gun.
Absolutely. Hey, Greg wanted everybody to know he put in 40 hours and covered 40 miles to try to beat us in that call out weekend.
Oh, maybe he should have spent less time moving and more time fishing.
Hey, that's a got him, Greg. More time fishing, less time moving. I like that. I like your thinking, Travis. All right, so you say you from Ohio, right?
Ohio, yep.
So, what was the club you said you started up in Ohio?
We ran the Buckeye Kayak Fishing Trail. It's still going. It's we have between 60 and 80 anglers now in each of our events usually.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good turnout, man. I wish we can get that type of turnout here in this area.
Yeah, we have we have Lake Erie. We have like we don't have the greatest largemouth waters, but we still have some good largemouth up there. But it's the smallmouth waters that are a lot of fun up there.
All right, so would you say you cut your teeth smallmouth fishing?
Yeah, mainly.
All right, so for all you people, thinking y'all can hit us with some rivers and put us on smallmouth fishing, we got some smallmouth experience on this team.
Yeah, dude, I was actually getting excited. I was hoping somebody tries up, pull one on us and put us on a river, because it gets me excited.
Greg's talking some trash. He's telling some we don't fish golf course ponds up there. Hey, well, if you don't fish golf course ponds up there, Greg, then you obviously don't want to catch really easy catchable 6, 7, 8, 9 pounders.
Yeah, man.
Exactly, right? That's where you
my
get that
PB came
confidence
from the
up.
golf course. It was like 12 pounds, 10 ounces.
12 pounds, 10 ounces, your PB?
Yeah, on a golf course.
You got me beat, man. My PB is 11.2. Travis, what's your PB, man?
It's like just at like almost 9 pounds from Ohio.
In Ohio?
Yep.
That's impressive, bro. A 9
Yeah,
pound.
it was. We're kind of estimating that because we didn't get weight on that, but we caught other fish that we weighed that were actually like 8.5 pounds, and which were half-inch shorter than my fish. So, and same girth and everything. So we're guessing, that 8.5, 9 pounds.
So basically, you did a length measurement and you did a girth measurement, and
then compared to a fish we caught after that fish, and then actually got a weight on that one, and so we're pretty sure it was almost 9.
That's legit, bro. That counts. Nine pound PB that wasn't a smallie, was it?
No, it was a largemouth.
Oh, I was about to say, dude, you might have a world record. I don't even know what the world record world record smallie is.
I think it's like 11, 12 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, Dale Hollow.
A 12-pound smallmouth. I'm gonna look that up later and take a look at it.
It's huge. There's a picture of it online.
I'm gonna look that up because I definitely want to see it. A 12-pound smallie. That's crazy.
My PB smallie is like 6 pounds on the dot.
6 pounds on the dot. That's a big smallie, man. Did you do any smallmouth tournaments? Well, I say smallmouth tournaments, but the big smallmouth lakes this year or last year, i.e. St. Clair or.
Oh no, I didn't run it. I didn't run up there. I haven't really been up there for a tournament since I came down here.
How long you been in the Virginia area?
3 years now. 3 years going on 4.
3 years going on 4.
Yep. I took the first year off just because I didn't have after moving down here, didn't have all the money. But then and then just after that I took off.
Got you. So would you say the fishing's better here or in Ohio?
It's definitely better in here. The weather's more stable here. You have longer warm weather. So Ohio, just last weekend they got snow again. The cold front came in. Yeah, that cold front we just got hit by. Yeah. The 2 days prior they got hit by it and they had snow again. So they went from 85 degrees 2 days, and then 2 days later they had like snow.
What would you say your highlights for your kayak fishing career are right now to you? Or in general?
Oh man. So the most recently doing well against fishing like neck to neck with Casey Reed up on Smith Mountain was really nice. It took it was down to the last second with him.
You took what? You took second place in that, right?
I took second place. I was literally on the winning fish for sure with like 3 minutes to go, and she was on a bed, and I had her grab hold of the bait, but she just had hold of the claws and didn't take it all the way in and missed it. When I jerked it out, it flung up into the brush above her and got tangled in the branches. By the time I got it out and got re-rigged, I was out of time.
Dang. That's heartbreak, bro. That is heartbreak. Hey, I want you to tell our listeners the story about the guy from the boat when you were working that fish, because that's pretty interesting. So
one of the fish. It was one of my bigger fish. I marked her earlier the day prior, but when I came through there in the morning, I couldn't find her. So I came back through, and she was right plain Jane, and not hiding at all. And I was sitting there anchored up working on her, and this the BFL was going on the same time as our tournament, and full wrap job, everything on it. And he jumped on the opposite bank I was on, and he kept on looking over, and I saw him doing it, and he worked his way all the way around the cove, and he got like right to me. He's like, "Hey man," he goes, "You've been working that fish pretty hard." He goes, "Why don't you give it a break and let somebody else have a try at her?" And I just said, "Nah, I'm good." And literally, as he like motored around me and started like literally 10 yards to my right, started on the bank again, I hooked into her and caught her right in front of him. And she was like 18, I think 18 and a quarter inches. But it was just,
That's
it was funny.
crazy. That's crazy, man. I couldn't imagine me working a fish on the bed, and then a guy coming up to me in the boat, being like, "Hey, man, you ain't caught her yet, so like just move off and let somebody else catch it." What?
And what's funny is right after that fish, I came to a next cove, and there was another. It was actually, I think, my second biggest fish of the day. I came into a cove that I was trying to catch her in the that same one in the morning also, but it was low light, and I just couldn't not see her bed. And right as I was coming in, there was a BFL guy on her, pitching at her, and he's like, "Yeah," he goes, I hooked her just a little bit ago, but she busted off. I can't, she's not biting again." And he pulled up and motored away, and I literally slid right into it where he was at, but like off to the left, maybe 10 feet, just so it was a little different angle, pitching up. And literally like, third cast in, she hit it, and I pulled her right out underneath the brush pile, and she was like 18 and 3/4.
Greg said you should have pulled the fish and been like, "Hey, you mean this fish?"
Oh no, I didn't have to. He was right there. He looked around, heard the splash, he immediately hit the trolling motor and spun around. And I was like, "Got her."
It's funny, man. Like
yeah.
it happens with us all the time from kayaks, man. And I'm pretty sure everybody in this feed has had a moment or an interaction with a guy on a boat where they either cut you off or whatnot, or you're fishing behind them and you're pulling out fish and they're not catching anything because they cut you off and you're fishing behind them, but you're still pulling out fish. That's like the best way we can get back at them, right? I mean, because nobody really looks for the altercation or to get into an altercation on the water. So when that guy people be jerks and cut you off and stuff like that, you just start catching them right behind them. And then you might catch a big one and be like, "Hey man, you want to put this on your live well for your tournament?"
Like my frog the other day.
Say again there, Charles.
Like my frog fish the other day. Dude on another kayak come up to me and said something. I looked back and missed an 8-pounder, and he's like, "Oh man, my bad. I'm sorry. That's my fault." And I said, "Don't worry, I'll come back to her here in a second." Well, I moved on up, and he went over and sat on that fish for freaking an hour.
Dude, Nate, Nate, won't you tell them about what you were doing like during the call out tournament and what happened with all the boats when you started ripping them?
It was like a swarm of locusts descended on me. And it was funny. The funny part was that I hear this guy, he must have been 250 yards from me. He was talking to anyone who would go by him, complaining about how bad it was. And, I was at Sandy, which, one of the best lakes in the state. And he said something like, the last time I was at this piece of, what lake was 10 years ago, and I didn't catch jack. And it's going to be another 10 years before I come back to this stupid place. Good. And meanwhile, I was having blow up after blow up after blow up.
That is awesome. That's it reminds me of something that took place. I think it was either this morning or last night. Charles knows what I'm talking about. Where a guy on one of our Facebook groups posted he's only had one bite all year, and he was like, "I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've only had one bite all year. I'm thinking about giving up fishing." And somebody on this feed was being a real big Mick asshole and was like, "Hey man, you should just give up fishing."
That is not what we said. He said, maybe I ought to find a new hobby. And I said, well, maybe you should find a new hobby.
Hey, everybody, that's Charles Cruz. That's why we got him on the squad. We got to come up with a nickname for him. So, sorry, back to you, Travis, man. So, you got any personal sponsors, man?
Well, since I really got into kayak fishing big time, Strictly Sail kayak shop up there in Ohio has been with me since, I really got into it. Been with them with Hobie and stuff since 2013, 2014, something like that. And they've been awesome with me. I've got a tackle company, Blue Rock Tackle. Jesse French runs it, and the dude makes phenomenal jigs, spinner baits, chatter baits, soft plastics.
Hey, I will attest. I will attest to Blue Rock's jigs, man. What's that color that jig that I love so much, man?
Man,
is it like molten crawl or something? Is it molten crawl?
I think it's molten crawl. Yeah. I got them right here beside me. I can show them off. Or I can keep that. I can keep it hush hush.
Yeah. We got one of our lakes. Ain't even gonna bring that up. I don't even want to put no hints out there for the people we have to face on that lake. But
we don't.
Yeah, man. So what are you fishing out of now?
So I got my PA-12. I fish out of 90% of the time, but I have my other Outback in case like rivers and real high wind situations. I'll hop in the Outback, but my pro angler is 90% my home on the water.
Pro angler, soon to be a pro angler with an XI3 on it.
I'm really hoping. That's I'm counting my pennies and seeing if I've got enough yet.
Man, what you talking about? If you got enough, you rich, you single. I'm sorry. Let me correction. I don't know if she's watching. He's not single. Let me say he's not married. There you go. Hey, I want to put this comment up there. I want all you guys to take a look at this comment from Greg. Curse you all for putting us on Chesden. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Chesden is a great lake. James, won't you tell him what happened to you at Chesden during that tournament, the last tournament on Chesden? What was it? Who was running that tournament?
It was a yak bassin tournament.
Yak bassin tournament. Tell him about that fish, man.
I lost a huge fish. Had it up to the kayak 3 times. And 4th time I got up, the bait just popped right out of its mouth, and it just slowly swam away.
He's down talking. We're talking about a fish, if in the 25-inch range, 24-inch range. We're talking about.
Yeah, it was big.
2-footer.
Yeah, man. Biggest fish. 2-footer. He says the biggest fish he's seen. A 2-footer. We're talking about. Man, that's my goal. That's my goal for this year is to catch a 2-footer, man. But I'm struggling with it. I've lost one. But Travis, man, I appreciate it, man. We're gonna give James the mic real quick. Hey, everybody, this is James Quinn, the Whisperer.
Get your notebooks out.
Yeah,
take down
AKA
notes.
The Whisperer. Y'all need to take some notes from this guy, man. He's a quiet guy. Like I said, everybody post some questions for James so we can get him talking. So James, man, how you doing? Tell everybody about James Quinn, man.
Not a lot, man. Really got into I've started out some Sun Dolphin kayaks and fished around. Started getting a little more serious. Upgraded to a bigger Walmart kayak. Fished out of that for a while. A year and a half ago, picked up a Predator PDL. Been fishing out of that ever since. First year, fishing the major trail like KBF Trail Series tournaments. Finished the Mid-Atlantic region. Finished that in 4th place, going into Gunnersville. And I believe I was sitting 34th nationally going into Gunnersville as well.
So everybody, what my man is talking about is last year was his first year fishing national tournaments. He finished 4th in Angler of the Year, right? or was it rookie of the year or angler of the year?
It was for the Mid-Atlantic region.
Finished fourth for the Mid-Atlantic region, finished in the top 50 nationally in his first year.
Yeah, I think I was 100 points behind Matt Condon going into Gunnersville, but yeah, the way he fished down there wasn't nothing for anybody.
So you were in the running for winning rookie of the year last year until Matthew Connett decided to drop the hammer on everybody.
Yeah, it would have pretty much taken a miracle, but yeah, I had a shot.
But, I mean, you ain't gotta be so humble. You ain't gotta be so humble, James.
Yeah.
You were up there. You had a good shot at it.
Yeah.
Greg directed a question for you. He goes, does he know how to get the right ID code in Fishing Chaos? Is that an inside joke? I don't know what he's talking about. I think was Seminole Fishing Chaos? Or was Seminole on Tourney X?
I don't even remember. No, it had to be Tourney X.
Yeah. So Greg, you're trying to be a smart ass, and you using the wrong app. All right. That's what we expect from the Warhawks. All right. That's what we expect. So what Greg is trying to
signal. When I have signal, I know how to get it.
Yeah. So when my man has signal, Greg, he knows how to get the right ID code. But what he's talking about, I'll tell everybody real quick. When we fished the Hobie BOS tournament down in Seminole, on day 2, James was on him. I'm talking about on him big time. He caught like, what was it, like 90? No, you had 4 fish for like, 90 inches or 88 inches, something like that.
Yeah, it was 4 fish right at 86 inches.
So he had 4 fish for 86, right at 86 inches, uploaded them. In the area, he had really bad service, and he didn't get the email for the ID code the night before. So I told him that night, but he didn't.
I asked Greg if he had it.
Yeah, he asked Greg.
He didn't have it.
So actually, he said he didn't have it, but you know what it was? He was probably thinking, we're the Warhawks and they're the Privateers. So I'll just tell him I don't know it. Huh. Greg, you just got
I tried to get it from a few other guys, and I wasn't able to get it. And once I got some signal, I started submitting the fish, and AJ responded back telling me he couldn't accept any of the fish because I had the wrong identifier code.
Yep. Hurtful, man. That hurt to the soul, man. 86 inches on 4 fish, submitted them all, and then AJ sent him an email saying, hey man, that's the wrong identifier code. The identifier code he used, he went into the app in the Tourney X app, and when you go to identifier code, it shows the 4-digit code at the top. That's a random code or whatnot, but that wasn't the code that was emailed out. So he put the 4-digit code on there, and unfortunately AJ had to deny all 4 of those fish, and he would have caught another 20+ inch fish because the fish he were on, they were busting and they were blowing up. And after AJ sent him that email, he was just I'd be the same way, man. I get that email, my 4 fish for 86 inches just got denied. I'd probably be sitting there I'd probably have more words than what James would have said, but I'd probably be sitting there just sad, just sitting there like Greg Nosar, you know what I'm saying? Like Greg Nosar when he goes up against the Privateers, just a bad beat, as Greg Nosar said, just a bad beat. But anyway, sorry. That was a Seminole BOS tournament, and James did a great job down there. Unfortunately, he would have been in the running for what was it, most biggest move, right, from day 1 to day 2. Yeah. Probably would have won that actually. So what did you say? You fish out of a Predator PDL now, and what did you just recently do to your Predator?
Testing out something on it. Should definitely help a few things.
Yeah, we're gonna I think he wants to break that out for the first matchup. So we'll leave it there. He testing out some stuff. So James, man, what's your preferred way of fishing? Or preferred technique, I should say.
I like Texas rig. Anything Texas rig. Like a trick worm. That
yeah. Hey, Travis, what's your nickname for Travis? What's your nickname for James?
Trick Daddy.
Yeah. James' nickname is Trick Daddy from Travis, man. Hey, this dude. Hey, I'm not just saying this because he's my teammate. I'm just being a fisherman and telling you right now, he's a wizard when he comes to the Texas rig, man. I fish with him. Me and him fish a lot, and I fish with him, and I find myself a lot just sitting there, not even fishing, just watching him trying to take some notes, figure it out, how to get better at it. It's actually quite impressive, very impressive. So, James, man, what made you decide to join the Privateers? Well, not really to join the Privateers, but what made you decide to join the KFL and get into this thing?
I've just always been a really competitive person in anything I do, and just a lot of things I can't physically be competitive in because of an accident when I was younger. So it's just the being competitive and just the camaraderie that everybody else has in the community. It's a fun, friendly competition, but it's extremely serious at the same time.
Absolutely. Do you remember? I want you to break this down for the people watching, man. Like, do you remember the preseason game the night before? What was the night before the preseason game like? Were we really intense? Were we serious? Like, or were we just all having a great time drinking? Well, I was drinking.
Yeah.
Other people were drinking.
Yeah, everybody was just hanging out together, eating, joking around.
Telling stories, joking around, so congenial. Was it the same scenery the next morning when we were getting ready to blast off?
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I mean,
it was for our team. I'm talking about between us and them. Yeah, between us and them, man, when we're getting ready to take off, this is what I remember. I remember Nate being like, "Hey, man, I wish Greg would just shut the hell up. I'm ready to get out here and catch these fish." Like, we need to, I remember that because, we were doing the pregame interviews and the stuff like that. And Greg was like, not Greg, but Nate was just like, man, I know there's a 22 waiting for me to hook into right now. And I tell you what, he hooked into a 22. Like, what was it, like first hour or something like that?
Yeah, first 30 minutes.
First 30 minutes, man. I saw that 22 go on the board. I was like, that's Nathan Green right there. Y'all better respect him. 22, first 30 minutes. We ain't gonna talk about the rest of the day. We're gonna leave that out of this right now. But anyway, so yeah, man, like the whole format. What do you like about the format of the KFL? Like, I think for me, the biggest thing is I love the idea of going to other teams' location that they set and say this is where we want to fish against the other team at, and having the opportunity to beat them on their home field.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice to try to break down their water, find areas that they don't generally fish, and see what's in there, and that, and get into fish and try to learn new waters in general.
I want all of you to see this comment because it is very true and it is something you need to read. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Hey, James, read that comment for us.
Says Norfolk will win the North.
Norfolk will win the North from Bradley Kennan. Y'all heard it from B. Kennan. Hey, B. Hey, you need to come up here and have some spend some time with us, man. I'll put a brisket on the smoker, man. We can have some beers, talk some turkey. have some fun. But James, do you have any personal sponsors or anything like that right now?
No.
So James is he's a free agent, people, free agent. And when I tell you this dude he's serious with it, man. You might not know the name yet, but you will know the name James Quinn. I'm telling you, you will. Dude is ridiculous at map study. I've learned so much from him already on how to pregame for tournaments. It's crazy. He's a beast. Appreciate it, James, man. Now we're gonna give the floor to Mr. Nathan Green. I'm pretty sure most of the kayak fishing world knows who Nate Green is, but we're gonna give him the floor so he can introduce himself to everybody. I think this is his first time, it's not his first foray with KBBT or KF. Well, definitely with KFL because this is our first season. But you probably have seen Nate. You've done at least one KBBT bracket, right, Nate?
What was that?
You've done one KBBT bracket, right?
Yeah. Man, I bombed horribly at it too.
It's all right. It happens to us all. I mean, the other day I lost to Matt Linseman. He put up 70 inches and I zeroed. I mean,
man, the tough thing about mine was I had Lyme disease at the time, and I ended up getting a bad reaction to the doxycycline. I was burned so bad that I got sunburned underneath my fingernails.
Damn. I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah. I ended up coming down with Lyme disease. I guess it was right first part of May last year.
Jesus.
So I've had Lyme disease and COVID within the same 12 months.
Yeah, and my guy had COVID, man. Like he talked to me. Me and him talked about it, and he was like, the recovery from COVID was like just like it kept him like you don't feel well like yourself for a while afterwards.
Yeah, if it physically is a struggle, but the mental fog, everybody talks about that. Getting over COVID is the mental fog. When I rolled into Seminole for the Hobie tournament, I just could not get my brain to function. I was studying maps, and
you were only like 2 weeks removed, right, from COVID at the time? 2 or 3 weeks?
6 days.
Oh, there you go. 6 days removed from COVID, man. All right.
Yes, that was tough. The trip down. I really shouldn't have gone, to be honest. I mean, it was a struggle. I mean, I struggled loading the kayak up. I slept in the first day of practice. I don't think I got out in the water until like 11 o'clock, and I think I loaded back up at like 1:30. It was rough.
Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember that tournament 100% and how tough it was for you. People, I'm going to give you this foray into Nate Green before he starts talking about himself, tell you about himself. This guy, Mr. Nathan Green, Nate Dogg, a.k.a. Nate Dogg, has hooked, like for numbers wise, he has hooked so many big fish. Like, I don't even know. He has a knack for finding 10+ pound fish. I don't get it. I don't know how. I mean, he's just that guy who finds them.
And I lose them.
I wasn't going to say that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, there you heard it. He does. But that's the thing. Like he hooks so many 10+ pound fish and loses them. I won't say all the time he loses them, but like he said, he loses them. But he has a knack for finding those fish of a lifetime fish. How many 10+ pound fish would you say you've hooked and lost?
Oh man, I don't even want to think. It'd make me puke. I'll tell you what. One of the more memorable losses that I've had, it was on the Shenandoah River. This was the Virginia Kayak Bass Challenge tournament. I think it was 3 years ago. And a lot of people don't realize that the Shenandoah has giant largemouth in it. And apparently I didn't get that memo. And I grew up fishing the Shenandoah when I was a kid, but it was smallmouth then. I had no idea that the largemouth had moved in after the fish kills 20 years ago. So about midway through the tournament, I checked Tourney X and saw everybody catching largemouth, and I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to change my my approach. And I guess it was 2/3 of the way through the tournament, I saw a bunch of bait fish jump up near some water willow, and I floated down, got my kayak pointed back upstream, and slowly made my way up there. And I threw a giant sink. I guess it was a 6 or 7 in Cinco, I guess. And when I threw it, I ended up getting this massive wind knot. And before I could untangle the wind knot, that bass had already choked it. And so I didn't have any choice at that time. So I tried fighting it with the wind knot. And I was hoping that when I started reeling down on it, that the knot would slip right through the eyes. And it didn't. And it got tangled all into the terminal eyelet. And I know that fish was probably 27 inches long. It was stupid big. It jumped all over the place. I wanted to puke after it got off. I couldn't bring in enough line, and it charged my boat. And that's really how I've lost so many fish, is that the big fish usually do two things to me. They either start digging or they'll charge the boat. And once he charged me, I had no way of picking up that slack line. And he charged me, hung a left, and disappeared.
Jesus,
27. I mean, it was massive.
27 inches. I remember when we were at Murray. Tell them about the fish you lost first thing in the morning at Murray.
Yeah. First thing in the morning, it wasn't the first cast, but it was the first cast at the spot. And I had 2 other anglers were asking me if I was going to be fishing that spot all day. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, man, it's a good spot. And I had a monster just absolutely swallow my chatterbait. And I wasn't trying to say anything, but he kept on talking. I'm like, and he's like, wait, you've got a big one on. And I'm like, yep. And I don't know what happened there. The line went limp. I mean, it was the dangest thing. I don't know how that fish went off, and that got into my head so bad in that tournament, and I ended up choking on 3 other fish.
Didn't you hook another huge one? Like
yeah, that one was 20. Yeah, that one was like at 1 o'clock, and that one was probably 25. And I remember everybody going, man, that lake probably didn't have any 25s. And Cody caught a 25 that next day. I thought on that one that I'd hung up. That was another jackhammer fish, and I was casting to this little stick. I mean, it wasn't more than a foot of water, and it just stopped. And normally when I get a hang up on the jackhammer, I don't try to force it. I just try to ease my way over to it and get it out of the wood. I mean, they hook into wood something bad, and I started creeping over there, and I saw my line moving to the left, and I reeled down on it and tried cracking it, and it came up. It wanted to jump, and all it could do was waddle. It just, it was one of those super obese fish. Couldn't get airborne. Went down, started digging, and it popped that out too.
Jesus.
We could do this all night.
I was like, people, do you see what I'm talking about? He finds these ridiculous fish. Like he was like, oh yeah, that one was at least a 25. Like the other night, I think we were talking to the Lone Star Bandits, and was it Lone Star? I can't remember if it was Lone Star, if it was the Southeast Texas team. But one of them someone was like, it was, that was just a 22. Like Nate is just a 22 guy for our team. Like he's the guy who hooks these ridiculous, like he finds these ridiculous sized fish. And,
yeah. I've got another funny story. I was on the Big South Fork. And so most people have never heard of Big South Fork, but it's the Big South Fork of the Cumberland River. So it originates in north central Tennessee, flows into Kentucky. It's part of the Cumberland Plateau. So that river doesn't have a whole lot of fertility. A lot of rapids, but high acidity from all the coal mines. So, it's a decent fishery, but it's not going to produce anything big. Well, that's what I thought anyway. And I was fishing with a longtime friend, and I looked over at this. It looked like a floating Christmas tree, but I threw a whopper plopper right next to it, and I had one of the most incredible smallmouths just completely obliterated, and that thing went probably 5 feet in the air.
All right, boys, I'm off
and
to
slung
y'all.
it. And my buddy told me, he goes, Nate, you could have boiled water with how angry you were. I mean, I couldn't believe how that one got off either.
You heard what he said, people. We can do this all night. Hey, but when KFL season starts, please believe Mr. Nosar, who's on there talking trash. It won't happen. Somebody's got a lot of wind. Who's it? Is that you, Nate?
Well, I catch a lot of big ones too. I mean, I'll land my fair share.
Greg knows you catch a lot of big ones. He remembers that 22 you caught in a preseason game. And
I caught 2 more off of that same point, back-to-back weeks.
Don't tell everybody about that point. You got to show me this point so I can go catch me one. It's
subtle.
I need a 24, man. So, back to you, Nate Dogg. For the people who don't know who Nate Dogg is, tell the people, like, for one, what are your biggest accomplishments in the kayak fishing world to date right now?
So I won the Hobie BOS tournament, the first Hobie Bass Open Series tournament on a flooded Chickamauga 2 years ago, and that was a pretty crazy tournament. I guess Chickamauga rose 8 feet in a day. I don't think I'm understating that either, or overstating it rather. I mean, it came up big time. I think Chattanooga got something like 2 feet of rain in a week period of time. So that's my biggest claim to fame on a national level. And here locally, I've done well in some of the statewide tournaments, and won the Virginia, North Carolina Battle of the Border last year on Bugs Island.
Yeah, didn't you fish the TOC that year?
TOC, the Hobie tournament?
Yeah.
No, that was 2 years ago.
You fished it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you fished it. So what's your PB right now, Nate? I don't know if you know weight one, but what's your length PB and weight if you know it?
What type fish? Largemouth?
I mean, whatever you want to tell us.
So
everybody wants to know.
Largemouth is 25 3/4.
Where'd you catch that at? No, I don't need the lake. I'm talking about the state.
Virginia.
He caught a 25 3/4 in Virginia. That don't mean everybody who's not in Virginia come to Virginia to fish, because we got small fish. That's all we got here.
I've got a 21 3/4 smallie. I've got a 45-inch muskie. And I guess the rooster fish that I caught down in Costa Rica was about 65 or 70.
65 or 70 what? Centimeters?
Pounds.
65, 70 pounds. That's a big fish, bro. From a kayak?
No, back of a boat.
Oh, okay. That's super impressive, man.
And you could probably guess how I caught it too.
A bucktail?
No, topwater.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey, we got Mr. Jesse Wade in with us, people. So I didn't say it earlier, but we are missing two. I was hoping they would come on. Jesse just came on. Apparently, I forgot to send him the link. That's on me. Also, we have Ray Montez and Michael Hill. I sent them both the link. Michael's doing great things. Michael's he's a medic type person, man. So he's down there doing big things, helping people. So he might not be able to come on. But we have Ray Montez and then Michael Hill as well on our team. But Nate, man, what are your do you have any personal sponsors?
Yeah, so I'm on the Avomatics River Company promotional team. Love the company. They're one of the few sources of kayaks that in the country that's been able to keep inventory and keep boats going out to people who need them during the COVID shortages. And they care about their customers so much. Most of the time, they were hand delivering them, putting them on the tops of their own cars, taking them to people here locally, and can't say enough good things about them.
Got you. Appreciate that. Hey, so big thing, Nate. I wanted to bring up with you. So I actually approached Nate about joining our team on the KFL, and Nate's a huge angler who travels. He travels to go fish all these Hobie and KBF tournaments around the U.S. And I actually met Nate. What was it, last year at Hobie last year?
Yeah, Seminole.
Yeah, the Hobie BOS event at Seminole last year. Hey, I finished 7th, by the way, people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk. I'm not trying to talk myself up, but I finished 7th. Hey, that was actually my first international.
And you paddled it too.
I say international. My first national tournament. Yeah, I did paddle it. It's funny because just bring this up real quick. From that BOS tournament, I went on it was my first national tournament, and I went on the Hobie forum for that tournament. I was like, hey, am I going to be the only person paddling at this event? I got roasted a lot. A lot of people was like, yes, you will be. But then there was a couple people who said, no, you won't. And one of the people who said, no, you won't be is Josh Counts, which is the guy who caught 101 inches in like 30 minutes in that tournament that day, that year?
Oh, I didn't realize that he was paddling.
Yeah, he was paddling. I want to say it was a Jackson kayak. At the time, he was paddling a Jackson kayak. But yeah, that was where I met Nate because he was friends with we have a mutual friend in Micah. Yeah, Micah. So I remember running into him at Faceville Landing at Seminole, and didn't know it was him. But we had spoke like on a messenger or something because we were gonna be sleeping in the same hotel. I had made arrangements with Micah. He had made arrangements with Micah. And we were all going to be sleeping in the same hotel, and we texted and talked. Well, we were pre-fishing and happened to be at the same ramp. And he was like, I was the only person there. I can't remember if I was there first or you were there first. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Wherever the case may be, at eventually either putting in or getting out, we ran into each other and was just talking about how the day was, just normal kayak fishermen talk when you're in a tournament. And somehow we figured out that, hey, you're Robert, you're Nate. I was like, oh, okay, man, what's up, man? And then we went back to the hotel. Like it was just a weird, crazy coincidence. But that was how I met Nate. And then I did my research and found out that Nate was just a ridiculous fisherman. He was a ridiculous fisherman, and then I approached him about joining the KFL, and he wasn't. I'll be honest, he wasn't too like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, because Nate travels to fish all these tournaments, and he has a schedule he has to run for these tournaments. So, what actually made you decide to come on board?
Hey, I'm having some audio problems.
Can you hear me?
I'm trying to see if my Wi-Fi will improve.
Oh, I don't think Nate could hear us. He obviously has a big yard because he's been walking for feels like 30 minutes. Can you hear me?
Will somebody wave at James's kid?
Oh, I wasn't even watching. Was he waving?
Yeah.
James, Wyatt was waving.
Yeah.
What up, Wyatt? That's Wyatt, everybody. He's like the friendliest kid you'll ever meet. Well, looks like we might have lost Nate. So maybe he'll come back, he'll rejoin us. So while we've lost Nate, I would like to introduce you guys to our other teammate, another one of our teammates, Hammer, which I think has I know he's fished KBBT. And it was funny because when he fished it with KBBT tournament, and I think it was a team tournament, right, Jesse? Me and you?
Yeah.
The first one. And he did his thing, and then Greg was just like, I don't know if you guys remember that pregame show, but Greg was just like, let me just make it clear. Jesse Wade is Robert Brown's secret weapon, which is true. He was. That's who that guy is in the bottom left. He's tagged as his nickname. He's the other guy. I really don't get why. When I first met him, he was like, "Yeah, I'm the other guy." And I was like, "Oh, your name's Jesse. Why you don't have to be the other guy? What do you mean you're the other guy?" But anyway, this is Jesse Wade, the other guy, man. Tell everybody in KFL. I think we don't have Nate back. Tell everybody in KFL who Jesse Wade is, and then we'll get into some talk shop.
So the ironic part about the fact that now I'm completely engrossed in bass fishing is I grew up in the one state in the union that doesn't have a single bass in it, unless you're talking saltwater. But joined the Navy and realized really quick my passion for salmon, steelhead, and halibut was no more as long as I was in the Navy, because there was only a couple places they could stick me that had those fish. And then I started doing research and realizing, well, crap, pretty much anywhere they can stick me, from, here in the States to Italy, Hawaii, they've all got bass. So I need to learn how to fish for those things. And I've been here in Virginia pretty much my entire career. I actually just got word today, Rob, you may be the only guy that realizes what happens, but I got the thumbs up that they're going to allow me to finish my career in a year or so. But got here to Virginia, started learning how to bass fish in this immediate area. As you guys all know, like, you've got a little bit of everything. If you want deep lakes with rocks to crank, you've got it. If you want shallow lakes to play with water moccasins, you got it. But the ironic part about the nickname, the other guy, I started fishing with Ray Montez in, I believe, 2012. We started running tournaments together. And then I took a 3-year hiatus. I got stationed up in Chicago, and I came back down, and I'd made a name for myself in this area, but taking 3 years off in this community, like, you kind of get forgotten pretty quick. So when I came back in, we were actually talking about the, what was it? The Kentucky Lake, or it was the national championship team that we were putting together for Appomattox. And the team was pretty much built, but they were looking for one more person. My name got thrown in there, and I got put in the conversation, but nobody realized I got put in the conversation. So people were vouching, like, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. Like, I know Ray's good, but I'm not sure about the other guy. I'm like, crap, man, I took 3 years off, and now I'm the other guy. So the nickname kind of stuck from there.
Oh, that's I do. That's funny that I've known you this long, and I didn't know that's where the other guy came from.
Yep.
Huh. Okay. That's actually a pretty good story.
But yeah, I mean, and it's weird. It's full circle. Like, you talk about how close this community is. I didn't even realize it until I started BSing with Travis one day. Like, I had a picture of the first kayak bass fishing open down on Santee Cooper. And I'm like, yeah, man, that was me, dude. I was there for the get-go of it. And Travis is like, yeah, dude, I'm right there. Like, I'm in the same picture.
Really?
Yeah.
We got Nate back. Welcome back, Nate.
Hey, thanks.
So you guys were in a picture together. You didn't even realize it?
Yeah, I mean it was the first big tournament, so it drew people from all over the country that, you know, wanted to be a part of it, make a name for themselves. And me and Ray Montez went down there, and there was only maybe 100 guys there, Travis?
Yeah, that was the year the massive cold front came in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked.
And ever since then, I've still been looking for that submerged hydrilla I found that year, and it's never grown back up.
Oh,
Yeah.
the old infamous hydrilla.
Yeah, it's actually the same bay that me and you fished, Robert, in that KBF tournament where we had a big cold front and flood conditions. It was in there, but it has never come back up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Isn't it funny how every time there's a tournament, there's a cold front?
Yes.
Oh, I literally just
it's not
if
funny.
you guys know the conditions that came through this weekend, I was in a 15-foot John boat fishing a 2-day tournament, and that's one of the few times I've been in any kind of, and definitely had the pucker factor going on. Like, I may have to swim for this.
I know. Actually, James and I both know the feeling you're talking about when we went down and fished falls recently. There was a moment that I was fishing a point because the wind was blowing like 20 to 30 miles per hour. There was a moment I was fishing this point on falls when I was pre-fishing, and I turned and I looked to the right, and I swear to God, dude, the wave was higher than I was, and I just hit the XI3 to turn the bow towards it as fast as I could, and everything was underneath the water, and then it popped back up, and you know, I know exactly what you're talking about, that pucker factor, mister. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So the other guy, I like that story about how you get the nickname the other guy. I rocks with it now. I almost said something else, but I rocks with it now. So Jesse, man, what are your biggest, in your mind or in general and realistically, your biggest accomplishments so far in the kayak fishing world, you'd say?
Like, it sounds super cliche, but
no, it's on you.
The network that I have through kayak fishing, like, I've got places all around this country that more than likely I can make one phone call. I got a place to stay, somebody to feed me, and somebody to show me a body of water that I've never fished before. I've fished from, Kentucky, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, Virginia, Maryland, like all over the place.
That's crazy. I wish I had that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird. I got up to Chicago, and I had left the kayak community down here that was really growing. Go figure, you got yak attack right in the backyard, like it's going to grow. And I fished just as much saltwater back then as I did freshwater with guys like Rob Choi and Kevin Whitley around here. But I went up there and there was like no tournament scene. Indiana had the closest one when I got up there. So I was driving from basically the Wisconsin line to Indianapolis to fish tournaments if I wanted to fish them. And then it's actually pretty big now, but Midwest Kayak Fishing Trail started. I helped, I don't want to say I was more of an advisor. I wasn't holding a position, but I helped start the Great Lakes Kayak Fishing Series when it first started up, and it's pretty big now. But it was cool to see, like, truly from the infancy, that area grow into a tournament scene. And now you got some great sticks coming out of there. Not saying they weren't great fishermen before, but yeah, it's probably not necessarily the trophies or the money that I've taken home, but just kind of how this kayak community is and how it's grown. I mean, you're still going to get, we still get our black eyes every now and then, guys cutting down measuring boards and stuff like that. But
hey, it's
definitely been
just in case you understand what he said black eyes, not black guys. Just so everybody knows.
I mean, I love you.
It's impossible to not love me. All right. people, do you see this face? And when this goes on, you probably won't see the face when it goes on the what is it called, podcasting. But if you've seen the face, you understand why everybody loves me. I'm just a lovable guy. We're all lovable guys. The Norfolk Privateers are lovable guys. You see the shirt, MILF? You see the shirt, MILF? Man, I love fishing. Everybody on Norfolk Privateers team loves fishing. So, Jesse, man, here's the thing. I know you will be the guy. You will be the other guy from this team. The other guy. You got that? From this team who will not hold back and talking trash. What do you want to say to the rest of the league?
The rest of the league?
When they face.
I mean, it's one of those bittersweet things. Like, I don't want to kick a guy when he's down, but at the same time, like, you kind of need to. I mean, we're a team coming together that we've got guys that have fished all over, guys that have been successful all over. I mean, it's going to be bittersweet, and I don't know how the scent will work, but if I could get some tears from some of the other teams to rub on my crankbaits, I mean, it's got to help, right?
I like it. Like tears from the other teams to rub on crankbaits. It will help. I think you're right. I think it'll help.
I mean, I'll use one of my practice crankbaits, so I'm not running treble hooks into cheekbones, but yeah.
I mean, I kind of like trebles in the cheekbones. What's wrong with that?
We can talk about it. I'll just want to use those KVD triple grips.
All right. I mean, that's okay. So everybody who doesn't know, Jesse is also active duty Navy, Navy Chief, Navy Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, so isn't somebody? If I hope one of you guys knows, but is Stephen Bell on the Carolina Casters? I can't remember if he's on the Casters or the Tar Heel Lunkers. I think he's on the Casters. I'm pretty sure he's on the Casters. But I brought up when I mentioned Falls Lake and the looking over and seeing the wave. He goes, "It sucks at Falls, bro. Y'all selected Falls Lake. Y'all selected it. We have to face y'all on Falls. You can't say Falls sucks. You selected the lake. You did it. That was on you." So if it's Carolina Casters. He let us know he's on the Carolina Casters. There it is, right there. I don't think the lake sucks. I really don't, because it just has too much of everything that looks good. It's got chunk rock, it's got grass, it's got humps, it's got offshore structure, it's got structure close to the shore. It looks great, but it didn't fish great the day I went, but it was post front / during the front. And we lost Jesse. That's okay. It's okay. I want to ask both of you guys, Travis and Nate. Is Nate frozen? No, he's not frozen. I just saw that move. I want to ask both of you guys. What is there a team? Oh, we got James. We got the other guy back. Is there a team or a person, whatever the case may be? Is there anybody who you want to beat? You have to beat.
Oh man, pretty right now it's gonna be just Washington. I want to beat them over and over and over just because all the smack talk. But I think everybody else is starting to catch on just to keep their mouth shut. My opinion.
You see the smack talk on the screen? You see that comment?
Oh,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. They're coming into our backyard, and I got zero. Let me make this clear. Like, I got zero ill will towards the guy, but I want to beat Conrad Benetti just to see what happens on KBN.
So I'm gonna say this. I have multiple, to be honest with you guys. I have multiple. I want to beat the crap out of Washington, right? Because I'm sorry. Yes, we lost our preseason match to Washington. We did. Technically, we lost our preseason match. I'm gonna hold this closer to Greg Nosar. Greg Nosar caught.
Bobby did.
No, he caught. Hold on. Greg Nosar's total was more than our team's total. We lost our match to Greg Nosar. I love Greg. Great dude. But I lost to Greg. We lost to Greg. So I want to beat Washington. I want to beat them down. And I want to beat them down because of Greg. I want to beat them down because of Bobby and that stupid haircut he got with the KFL shade into the back of his head. All right. And then I want to beat Florida. And not just because of Conrad Benetti, but Florida I'm from Florida. Born, raised there. There's giants in Florida. Most of my 10-pounders that I've caught have come out of Florida. So, and Florida's coming to Norfolk to fish against us. So, when Florida comes, I'm gonna feed them good because I'm gonna have everybody over the house, our team, their team. I'm gonna put some meat on the smoker. We're gonna eat good. We're gonna drink good. Norfolk's gonna be drinking water. I'm gonna be putting tequila or straight vodka in their stuff. And then we're gonna get out on the water and we're gonna fish. What about you, Nate? Who do you got? Who is it that you want to be? I don't know if you know who's on every team, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys that you know or have fished against on some of these teams.
Well, it does burn
not to cut you off real quick, but Eric Siddiqui is also on Washington Warhawks team. If you didn't know.
Losing to the Warhawks on Sandy, that just sucked.
Yes.
So we need to beat them.
So Washington. Yeah. Losing to Washington on Sandy. Just on Sandy. Sandy is one of Virginia's big fish factories, by the way, people, if you don't know about Sandy River Reservoir.
You mean there's no fish there?
Dude, that's on the internet everywhere. We can say that all we want, but everybody Googles it, they'll see it's on the internet everywhere. But Sandy's good. But yeah, Washington and then Greg talked so much trash after he beat us, man. Do y'all remember that?
Slightly.
He talked so much trash. So much trash. We got to take down Washington. For one, Washington's going down, even though they're in a different conference than we are. They're going down. Down. Washington's going down. So, everybody. If people want to follow you guys, Travis, do you have any social media things you want to put out if someone wants to follow Travis Belcher?
Well, I have another Facebook page that I forget to post on all the time. It's called Fresh to Flats. That's what I started a couple years ago, just when I was just fishing away from saltwater to freshwater, and same as a YouTube channel called Fresh to Flats.
Fresh to Flats. So if anybody wants to follow Travis Belcher, Fresh to Flats on, is it Fresh then the number 2 and then Flats?
Yep, Fresh number 2 Flats.
All right, on YouTube, and what was the other platform?
I have a Facebook page also.
Facebook and YouTube, Fresh, the number 2, Flats, if you want to follow Travis Belcher. What about you, Nate? What you got?
I've got my Facebook page, and I've got Instagram.
What's the name of them?
The name of them?
Yeah. Is it just Nathan Green?
I think it's In Our Green Outdoors is Instagram.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what your Instagram is real quick, because I followed you. It is N_R_Green_Outdoors. If you want to follow Nate Green on Instagram, and then
that's right.
Is it just Nate Green on Facebook?
Yep, Nathan Green.
Nathan Green on Facebook. If you want to follow him on social media and support, his brand, his name, him and fishing, learn something from him. I did it before we even really knew each other, so I can learn some stuff. I'm sorry. When I fish with all you hammers, man, when I fish with anybody who I respect, who I think is a great fisherman, I'm watching you. I'm trying to learn something. All right.
Travis, see, that's when you learn. That's when you learn about people, when you get on their social media and they're really good at blurring out their pictures and covering up their backgrounds. Yeah. You're like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing.
Dude, it's crazy because when you bring that up, I've seen some pictures and I was like, damn, that dude's in a very exotic remote place, and then I found out that it was all like fake, and I was like, these MFers. I was like, I couldn't even tell. Some people are awesome at it. Awesome at like changing the background, blurring it out, whatever the case may be. They're awesome at doing it, so you don't know where they're at. And then I found out that people actually study your pictures to figure out where you're fishing. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, you can. I won't get into how to do it, and I don't do it because it's a bit extensive. But yeah, there's ways to pull off 10-digit grids if people aren't careful with their pictures.
So you heard here, but people, if you have a place that you catch them really good somewhere and you take pictures and post them on them, apparently people are really good at figuring out where you're at. So Jesse, hey, what are your if somebody wants to follow Jesse Way or Jesse Way, aka the other guy, where can they find you at?
All I have right now is Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is Jesse Wade Outdoors, all one word, and Facebook is the same. I actually got a couple pages and just use the fishing at just the Jesse Wade Outdoors one. And just fair warning, if you are solely a fisherman and don't enjoy the hunting aspect of the outdoors, be careful how far and what pictures you scroll through.
Okay. So does that mean there may be some blood?
I do really good at making sure I clean up before pictures are taken. But yeah, there's some fur and feathers depending on which pictures you're looking at.
Oh man, one of my favorite places to eat is called was it Fin and Feather here in Virginia?
Yeah, I haven't
Fin
been
and
there, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, Fin and Feather is pretty good. So fur and I don't know if I'd like eating fur though.
Well, you go for what's underneath it.
It might taste good. I don't know. I'm not trying. I'm the type of person I'll try anything once. Food wise, people. Food wise, I'll try anything once. Anyway, my guys. These are my guys. You guys met the Norfolk Privateers. I am riding on the coattails of these guys. They're all super great fishermen. I've learned stuff from every last one of them, and I continue to learn from them. And you guys will learn, you guys and women, guys and gals will learn how great a fisherman this group of guys is. And you'll learn what they can do to you on the lake. I have appreciated the conversation. I've appreciated the interview. I don't need to do myself. I've been talking for like the last 2-3 weeks or something like that.
That was a very good edit catch right there.
You saw that, right?
You didn't have to hit the dump button.
You saw that, right?
That was good.
Hey, people, that's from being in the Navy. That's called clearing your baffles. In the submarine world, it's clearing your baffles. So basically, what that means is looking around you before you say something, or catching yourself before you do or say something stupid. That's what just happened. I was about to say something stupid. Stephen Bell wanted us all to know that he might be talking smack right now, but he has nothing but respect for all of us. Hey, listen, Stephen, man, same thing, man. I have respect for every person that we're gonna beat in this season. I have respect for every last one of you anglers. All right, but I'm coming for your throat. I'm coming for your neck. I'm coming for it all. Figuratively speaking, meaning I want to catch bigger fish than your team catches. All right. I don't want no charges or no illegal stuff coming because I said coming for your throat or coming for your neck. Nothing like that. Anyway, anything before we get off of here, guys, you guys want to say, you guys want to put out, whatever the case may be, the floor is yours. Just keep it, PG-13.
Wait, like 1985 PG-13 or
okay,
now?
How about this? Keep it TVMA.
I'm ready to get this thing going. I said I just can't wait to set the hook on some fish and watch some people cry.
What do you guys, real quick before we get off here, what's your prediction on our opening game against the Casters on Falls Lake?
I think we'll come out with a win. I think it'll be close. I still think just us getting this first matchup really of the year to get like in the swing of things. I think after this first one and we get all the little hiccups out of the way, I think it's just gonna be smooth sailing.
What do you think for total? You think both teams are going to catch a limit?
Yeah, I think both teams are going to get the limit. I'd say we'd be in like the 170 to 180 range. The 180s, high 170s. And
Stephen Bell said he thinks it'll take 180 to win, which is right on line with what you just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate?
I don't really know much about Falls Lake. So, I think we'll get a limit. I don't think there's a chance of us not, between four of us, putting up 10 good fish. So, but, and I don't really know who's on that team. So,
I can tell you everybody who's on the team. It's the people who are on the team are the people who are going to lose. That's everybody. Nate didn't smile, didn't laugh, or maybe he's frozen. Yeah, he's frozen. Okay. I was like, damn, Nate just stone cold Steve Austin face right now.
I was saying stone cold killer.
I was like, God, he didn't smirk or nothing. Jesse, what you got, man?
I think I understand why they did it, but with the dual tournament deal, like, man, that's a bad mental move to be fishing one tournament in the morning. And do you just wax them to make sure you got a good limit in that tournament, knowing you're not going to turn around and catch those fish in the afternoon? Do you lay off them and possibly lose that tournament in the morning, hoping that you catch more off that spot in the afternoon? Like, I think that's would mentally mess me up. I'll tell you that right now.
So, Jesse, I don't think they realize what they did to themselves. Really. Like exactly what you just said, as well as I think that tournament's probably going to start at 6 or 6:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah. So
you're going to be on the water fishing from 6:30 in the morning to 7 p.m. You're talking about a 12, 13-hour day on the water because our tournament's noon to 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's a bold move, Cotton.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see what happens. Exactly. That's a long day on the water, bro. Like a long day on the water. And you got to stay. I mean, everybody knows this fishing, especially imagine if it's a tough day on the water. Trying to keep and stay focused. Yeah. Trying to stay focused for 12, 13 hours on a tough day on the water.
Yeah, you have a tough day, tough start in the morning to that tournament. You scratch out dinks, and then you're turning around expecting to like the magical big girls are going to show up on your spots.
Exactly. And then with KFL, our dinks are 14 inches. 12 inches on 14 inches is the minimum on KFL. If everybody doesn't know, is 14 inches is the minimum.
I don't know. Oh, Nate's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he lost service.
I won't give out too much, but I mean, that team may have messed up as well and don't exactly know their people as well as they think they do because they may be giving out information and not even knowing it. That's a bad part.
You got Stephen. You know what? Right now, if Stephen Bell was an emoji, he'd be this emoji. Right now, that'd be the emoji he was. Anyway, what's your prediction? What's your prediction, Jesse?
Man, it's been a long time since I fished that lake. I've done a little bit of homework. I think Travis is pretty much right on. I think it's going to be like a mid 170s to low 180s to take it. And again, especially, I mean, that's tough, man. Expecting to catch, if you're going solo, 15 good fish in a day, talking 5 for the CKA event and then turn around catching 10 more.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's their home waters. They probably know it better than we're going to anytime soon. But at the same time, I mean, it literally bit me in the rear end this weekend because I fished history of what was supposed to be happening and the weather conditions completely messed it up. Like, I was fishing a tidal fishery and chasing what I thought was going to happen, but we had a flood tide, so I never got my normal tide swing that was supposed to happen. So if you're fishing history and spinning out, like, I don't know, I may be way off, but again, bold move, Cotton.
Bold. And people, if you don't understand what we're talking about right now, is the matchup we have in our opening season matchup is against the Casters, and it's on Falls Lake, but that same day is a CKA tournament. And I think every member of Carolina Casters fishes CKA. And, you know, I would think that they changed it I would think that they scheduled it on that lake so that they can fish the CKA event as well as fish our KFL event. Double dip, so to speak. We got Nate back. I'm gonna bring him on, as well as fish the KFL event. So our KFL event is from noon to 7 p.m. CKA event is from, I want to say it's 06 to 14 or 1500, somewhere around there. And that's a long day on the water, super long day on the water. And will you leave the event at 1400 if you're in the money for the CKA event to go get your check? I don't know if you're required to show up at the award ceremony. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
So my question is, does CKA have information rules? Because if you're signed up for the CKA event, then that team can't be talking to each other after noon for the CKA event, right?
Oh, you mean okay. I get what you're saying, because ours, the KFL event.
Yeah, get 60 of those guys sharing information, for themselves,
Well, I'm not even talking about the other guys. I'm just talking about their 4 team members.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I said, but they're fishing with there's usually about 50 to 60 guys per event. Yeah,
they get some really good turnouts down there.
Yeah, CK.
You think those North Carolina guys want their guys to lose? I wouldn't doubt they would try to share information to help them get an advantage.
I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just out there to try to get that CK event.
You're right there next to Raleigh. Just wear an NC State shirt and a UNC hat, and you'll be able to get information off them.
Well, listen, UNC is my college basketball team, people. So if anybody's watching from North Carolina, UNC is my college basketball team, has always been. So you can give me information on Falls Lake. I accept it. You can email me at robertbrown102484@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. Hey, babe, what are some of the other social media things? I don't know. I should have wrote them down. I don't know.
Rob, don't give out your OnlyFans, man.
I think I know what OnlyFans is. We're not. First off, this is PG-13. We can't talk about OnlyFans again. So we're gonna get off here because this guy just brought up OnlyFans. I don't know what's going on, people. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for meeting the Norfolk Privateers. These people you see on the screen, other than me, are all great anglers, and they're gonna put a whooping on anybody we come against. They put in the time on the water. They put in the time studying the lakes maps wise. They put in the time studying the lakes on everything that's online. I'm telling you, those guys are beasts. And I am privileged and honored to be on the same team as all of them. And I continue to learn from all of them, and appreciate everybody for watching. Tune in for our opening season matchup against the Carolina Casters on June 19th. It will be live because KFL is all live, and I'll be talking trash. It'll be happening.
Man, I'm pumped. I just got a message that came across my screen that a guy I messaged about some discontinued JDM crankbaits just came through.
Some discontinued crankbaits. Hey, man, you got to send that to all of us. We all want that.
You have no idea how hard these things are to find.
Exactly.
I will definitely show you.
Man, this is Team Norfolk. Go Norfolk.
Yeah. Work as a team.
We need to come up with a hand. How do you do an N? I don't know. I love all you guys, man. Kayak Fishing League signing off. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Nate, Jesse, Travis, Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank
And
you.
You made it easy for tonight.
Yeah,
Peace
you're a
out.
natural.
Peace out, peoples.
See ya.
Hey, everybody watching, man. Thanks for tuning in to KFL tonight. That was the Norfolk Privateers. That was my squad. Thanks for watching, man. I had fun doing it. Not just because it was, I've actually had fun doing every last one of the interviews. Every last one of the interviews of every team. Getting to meet these guys, getting to learn from them. Because you see, I ask questions about, like, hey, what's your way of fishing? What do you do best? How do you do it? I secretly record every last one of them and take notes so I can get better and learn from all of them. If you're watching and you're not doing that, I don't know what to tell you. You should have been doing that. All right. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow night. There's another team coming on tomorrow night. Tomorrow's what? Wednesday? Let me tell you real quick who we got on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be the Alabama team. Come on, learn who the Alabama team is, learn about those hammers, and enjoy the conversation we're going to have. Until tomorrow night, people, which is at 1900, that's 7 p.m. for non-military types. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy your night. Eat some good food. Smoke a great cigar. Tell your significant other and your kids that you love them. And then come back and see us tomorrow night. Peace, people. KFL out.